fall, I was nonchalantly walking past the football field with a newborn baby strapped to my body in one of those wrapped around baby slings. She was a little fuzzy, so I was bouncing her gently as we walked and sang her favorite song at the time, the alphabet, to soothe her when a car full of senior boys drove by. They all shot their heads my way and stared and pointed and then continued to stare. This was my first realization that this may not be a normal scene to drive by. Following this, I was then asked by Ben Rubin, "Is that actually your child?" No, she's not. I am not a teen mom, for those that have asked. I've babysat Briar, my skating coach's baby, since she was 3 months, which means that right after school, when everybody was on their way to their sports practices or games, I was usually strolling Briar around the ice rink or playing with her on the grass. I was unaware that this was not the usual after-school sight of a student, but then the questions began to pile up. The judging looks from grandparents picking up students or the news parents on back to school night simply became a part of my day. Our stroller walk still gets some questions from people I've never even met. Do you just walk back and forth? This is the 3rd time I've seen you. Or the most recent one from a little girl, how many children do you have? Strangers will also come up to me and confront my young age for a mother. And sometimes I'm too lazy to explain myself, so I go along with it. I even once just said, "It happens," and closer to home, people I knew were wondering too. I found out that last spring, lucky for me, most of the boys on the lacrosse team thought I was a teen mom. Win Rawl even simply thought I was in denial of my motherhood. At this point, I just accepted it because I really didn't care if people thought I was a teen mom anymore. Even Mr. Zalowski looked puzzled and concerned as he saw his new student with a baby. But I could not explain myself because unfortunately he was on the phone. The next morning in class, I awkwardly approached him and said, "Hi, so that baby yesterday was not mine." He looked slightly relieved as he responded, "I wasn't sure. I was thinking, she can do her own thing." I'm glad we cleared things up, Mr. Zalowski. As Briar and I strolled our way through the seasons last year, I had time to think about lots of things, and the questions people asked me led me to realize that it's in human nature to jump to conclusions. As uncomfortable as some of those moments were, I began to not worry about what others thought, because how much I genuinely loved babysitting Briar. Even if it meant for a few hours, I would be viewed as an irresponsible or trashy teen mom on campus. Because of this, I've also learned the value of withholding judgment and to not quickly jump to assumptions, because sometimes people are not what they appear. I believe in living your life the way you want to live it, whether it's walking around campus with a baby